Good day, everybody. Charleston City Councilman Jim McBride here for City District 3, which covers part of John's Island and part of James Island, and have some very pivotal good news to share with you. We'll get to that in a second. We got to build up to it. So we're all frustrated, all of us that drive in traffic on John's Island and James Island. It's very frustrating, particularly going between John's and James Island over the Stono River Bridge. After you pass River Road going towards James Island, the road funnels from 2 lanes down to 1 lane. And it seems very arbitrary and it's very painful. Quick history, my understanding is when the Stono River Bridge was built around 2000 to 2001 timeframe, the plan was to extend all 4 lanes of that bridge, 2 lanes either direction, all the way down to River Road. But there was an attempt to conserve some of the trees there at the River Maybank intersection. The decision was made by decision makers, elected officials, etc. Keep it basically 3 lanes. And we've been suffering the consequences ever since. There was another chance to improve things in the 2009 to 2012 timeframe when the county and the state was given $30 million of Federal Highway Administration money to widen Maybank to 4 lanes all the way down from between Main Road and River Road. There was an attempt to come up with an alternative plan that led to the pitchforks, and we only have one of the 2 pitchforks right now, and that pitchfork's only 2/3 the size it was supposed to be. So in the end, the Federal Highway Administration took that money back, or took half of that money back, and the rest of the money went to James Island projects. Again, that was a long time ago, 2009, 2012 timeframe. So here we are suffering the consequences still. Okay, now the good news. Finally, this Thursday, just after 5 p.m., Charleston County, at the request of County Councilman Joe Boykin, who's our county council representative for most of John's Island. Councilwoman Jenny Honeycutt is for a small portion of John's Island. Requested to put up for a vote to the Charleston County Finance Committee for the money needed to actually go towards the project to add that 4th lane on Maybank between River Road and the Stono River Bridge, which will cost between $8 and $10 million. A lot of you ask, what happened to Mayor Cogswell saying he was going to take that road from the state, and whatever happened to that, and have narrower lanes. What happened was that proposal went forward about narrowing the lanes to 11-foot lanes, and the county and the state approved it, and the state is keeping the road, which is a win-win because it costs money to maintain a road. So the state's going to maintain the road. It is a highway after all, Maybank Highway. And they're allowing the narrower lanes. The result of that is that it saved about $7 million. So the original estimate with the typically wider state lane project would have cost around $15 million. And the end result, after the narrowing of the lanes, for a lot of reasons, including moving some utilities, and it's going to save several trees, is going to cost between $8 and $10 million. So it's saved between $5 and $7 million, the total project. So this is huge news. So that's the good news. There will now be a project that's funded to add that 2nd lane off the island towards James Island. So just stop the video there if you want to just end with the good news and go on with your day. The bad news kind of is that it takes a while. It takes a long time to do projects like this. But once it's funded, it's moving forward. That's the main thing. What takes projects like this so long is, number one, the permitting process. The permitting process depending on if it has to get permitted by the Army Corps of Engineers, which I think this project will because it comes up near some wetlands and some historical markers at Fenwick Hall LE, requires Army Corps of Engineer permit approval, which can take up to a year. And there's other permits, including city permits for stormwater and that kind of stuff. So it takes a year about on average for a permit like this to go through. And then the contracting out to a contractor happens, and that takes a while. So my estimate that I'm putting out is no one else is saying this, but this is my estimate based on what I believe will happen and knowing the process a little bit is that lane will be complete sometime in 2028. It's not a promise. It's a realistic expectation that I believe that lane will be complete in 2028. Which happens to be the same year that the main road, Highway 17 flyover project, otherwise called the Main Road Segment A project, is also expected to be complete in 2028. So, if all the timelines go as expected, by the end of 2028, the two major bottlenecks on Johns Island, getting on and off the island, are going to be significantly enhanced. So that's awesome news. Please share this with other people. Also, as you know, the Johns Island Recreation Center the plans are coming to finalization soon, and the building and the permitting process for that as well is going on, and that'll hopefully be built and complete before or during 2028 also. The nicest recreation center in the city of Charleston. Hands down. It's going to be incredible. Indoor pool, 25-meter, 25-yard pool, weight room, gym, basketball courts, pickleball courts, splash pad, all kinds of great stuff. So that's coming in the next couple of years as well. So please share this with folks. I know it's frustrating. I live on Johns Island. I drive that direction towards James Island all the time. And that's not going to solve all our problems. There's a lot of other road problems and infrastructure problems we have to solve, and we are working hard to find ways to do it. It usually comes down to funding. It usually comes down to funding because all these traffic issues are on state-owned roads. And the state doesn't have the money to fund them. They've said that. They've prioritized bridges and major highway interstates outside of municipalities, even though they own the roads in the municipalities. They don't have the money. They've admitted it. It's a problem that at all levels, from the state on down, we're trying to find ways to fix this structural problem of how things are organized. So focus on the good news. By 2028, major traffic improvements on Johns Island going towards West Ashley and towards James Island. So please share this with others. Please contact me if you have questions and you want to meet and talk about anything related to city, county, or state government of our municipality here on Johns Island and James Island. All right, God bless. Thanks.